random video, and why I'm doing this video is for quite a number of reasons. So usually people think I don't sleep. I don't know why you think I don't sleep. In fact, on Monday, because of how stressed I was, I had a very good sleep. For a long while, I've not had a sleep on my bed. I know you will not believe it. Yes, I not as if I don't want to sleep on my bed, but you see, sometimes the distance from where I study to where my bed is like I think 10 meters back. It's a bit far. So sometimes I'll just compromise. I'll say, why don't I reserve that energy to sleep? And then I'll wake up. So most times why I don't sleep on my bed, and this is me confessing to you so that you don't think I'm one super human being, is is that what you see is what shapes your reality. So I have enough rest. That's why I see that most times people call me if it's not scheduled, I don't pick because it can disrupt my plans. So someone is calling me, hello, I just want to check up on you. So what did you eat? Like I want to understand. Are you planning to marry me or what? What did you eat? So gist me about your day now. Hey, so when I respond, it will sound sometimes weird, but go straight to the point. Tell me, I'm quite engaged. I don't do many things, but I do a very few great stuff. You get so. What has God called me to do? Very simple. One statement. I was reading one of Dr. Miles' book. I think was the Spirit of Leadership. I can't remember exactly. And then Dr. Miles was like, his purpose is to turn followers to leaders, from leaders to agents of change. And all of a sudden, just like a light bulb in my spirit, it came out. Simple, your purpose is to equip destinies. Not, I don't, left, right, EDI, equipping destinies. Simple. You get the I, you'll find out later. So, here's me just, I don't do many things. I just do a few things and very good at those things. So, most of the things I'm doing now is 10 years ago. I was discussing with my auntie yesterday night, and then they're like, oh, I said, I'm not too. I said, what you guys are seeing now is a product of 10 years. So, so what you'll be seeing in the next 5 years, many of you have not even tasted 3% of it. That's the funny truth. Yes, because that's how you live. It was an interesting conversation of over 2 hours yesterday night, and I said something that if you will lead a generation, you have to go many steps ahead of them. Okay, let me get something now. This is my phone, right? And in case you are having light, so that I don't expose you to too much light. But yeah, you can see, right? This is light. If everywhere becomes dark now, this light is not significant now, right? It's not significant because there's sunlight, there's light from the sun. But if everywhere becomes pitch dark now, in the night, okay, I don't know if you can see the solar lights there. What happens? It becomes relevant because there is there is pitch darkness, because there's daytime, there's the light time, there's pitch darkness. So this light is not relevant now because why? What is it contributing now? If I switch it off, did it contribute anything? No. But when it's dark and it switches on, it does really a lot. You get. So here's what I'm trying to say. If you must lead a generation, number one is you must stand as a light indeed. So you not be like a phone light that doesn't have significance necessarily. You'll be as a true light that can change things. Now, here's something. If you must change a generation, you must go many steps ahead of them. You cannot tell me you will change your generation in 2030 and you are still in 20. In fact, some of you, respectfully speaking, but some of you are in 2020. Even 2020 is too far. You are in medieval ages because your mindset is thinking backward. So if you must change a generation, you must go many steps ahead of them. So what you are seeing me do is a product of 10 years. So many of the things I know are not new to me. That's why what I'm doing now, I'm teaching you off script. I didn't plan to be on YouTube live. I just felt like having a conversation with people. And interestingly, I'm having quite a number of people online. So it's not planned, it's from your heart. In fact, in public speaking, there's something we do, is we call it reserve power. You don't speak. Okay, let me give you free public speaking tips. Is that if you would really have an interesting conversation you must at least, if you want to speak for 2 hours, have something sufficient of 20 hours. Be able to speak on that subject for 20 hours. That's called reserve power. So it will only make sense when you have enough and you can give. So you don't speak from your head, you speak from your heart. In fact, since you guys are in, oh my God, I just enjoy giving value. So what is what I'll do? I'll quickly run through run through the public speaking 21 laws. Let me teach you for free so that you enjoy something. At least these are the first set of people that would enjoy the public speaking law. I hope my public speaking community will enjoy. So let me quickly rush through the laws because people have been asking me questions. What does this law mean? So my friend that asked me yesterday, she said there was one law she saw, never say sorry. I said she should pay me before I teach her. So let me teach you for free. Now, number one is, it is into three structures. That's the CS6 framework for public speaking, the connection, structure, and clarity. And I was teaching something that if your speech will make sense, your introduction must grasp people's attention. We are in a digital age whereby everything is reels. 1 minute. If your video is not making sense in 3 seconds, people will opt out. Go and check the analytics on Facebook or on Instagram. I've been studying this for quite a while. In fact, I'm taking a special private session. I just contacted my friend Philip Levi. I know many of you will know him. That is the founder of Levite Watch. It was an interesting conversation. We just got to know each other, and sincerely, I'm seeing a lot. We are going to do a lot. That's just what I believe. So I told him, now come and train me in social media. This is weird because how can I be seeing about 8,000 people on Instagram in 30 days and then about 30 something thousand on Facebook if I got my analytics right? You get. So let me quickly go to this because I'll soon be ending this conversation. I don't want it to go beyond 15 minutes. Now, connection connects hearts with win attention. Law number one is the power of connectivity. See, if you cannot connect with your audience, you will lose them. So in this real generation where we are doing reels, and that, if you cannot grab people's attention, if you cannot connect to them, you will lose them. Number two is storytelling for impact. See, stories, people can forget your principles, but they will never forget your stories. So always embed your principles in your stories and know how to tell interesting stories. Why do you think we have all this called moon tail light or something like that? Growing up, we had those kind of things whereby they would tell us stories and these things captured our attention. Especially, Africa is the youngest continent so far. I was learning something from Mr. Joseph yesterday in a conversation we had. I think he told us he's in Monaco now. He's one of the UN representatives. And he started with a story. So you see that storytelling for impact will change a lot of things. Number three is integrity. I call it integer. Integer is the word integrity, means same without, same within. I was chatting with somebody yesterday. I didn't know he knew me personally. So I just chatted with him. I said, oh, I'm so. He said, even if I don't know you, he said your reputation. Oh my God. I was like, so your reputation precedes you. So integrity, what you say should match what you're doing. So you should not say something today and then you're doing something tomorrow. It's different. Number four is never say sorry. Now, never say sorry means, because many people have abused apology. You make a simple mistake, you say, oh, I'm sorry. You make this thing, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is a sign of stage fright. Number five is your next joke. The law of humor states that your next joke must be funnier than your previous joke. That's simple. Don't try to sound funny, let it come natural. But ensure that if you are using humor, be very strategic about it. Number six is the need for your CV. What's the new CV? Social media. I know it's good you have a nice CV, but your new CV is social media. 7 is audience engagement and analysis. If you lose your audience, you have lost everything, because what are you trying to do? You're not communicating for yourself, you're communicating for them. Let's go to the S, structure, the triad principle. There are a lot in this. In fact, we'll talk about the Aristotle ethos, logos, and pathos. Yes, you will learn about that. Fear is universal. See, no matter how you are a master in public speaking, there's still this little amount of fear, and it's good. Why? Because it keeps you in check. Read, search. I know it's supposed to be research, but it's read, search. So don't just research things anyhow. Read and then search properly. We have good search engines. In fact, if you are not in my AI class, I'm not saying you are missing, but you have missed. Sorry about that. Then reserved power. I just spoke about reserved power. If you want to speak for 2 hours, ensure you have 20 hours worth of content. It's good. I teach most times my courses are master classes are 1 hour, but guess what? I have researched for at least 10 hours. The barest minimum I research on a course I teach for 1 hour is 10 hours. Because there are two types of preparation. There's the defensive and offensive. So defensive preparation is when you prepare ahead of time. Offensive is when you prepare when you are immediately. So prepare for a lifetime and then you'll be able to deliver. Then pause. What did I just do now? Pause. This is something I enjoy with Barack Obama's presentation. Before you give a powerful point, pause. And then after you give a powerful point, also pause. Why? But you need to understand the dynamics of pausing, because this is what I'm even doing now. When people get important ideas, their mind is processing it. So give them a few seconds to think over those ideas. Then the next is, I think we have 4 minutes before we leave, is the present stage. Know how to use your stage. Now you see I've been using, this is my stage now. You have seen that. Imagine I'm moving like this. 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 I'm moving like that. Won't you be distracted? So I'm just maintaining. This is what we call stage presence. Then impromptu speech. Oh my God. This is what we call extemporaneous speech. What am I doing now is impromptu speech. I didn't prepare for it. Although there are different types of speeches. There are prepared speech, there are impromptu speech. Well, those that get my course would get it. Then clarity, mental clarity. I've taught my people 5 types of clarity. There's mental clarity. Your mind has to be clear. Your intentions have to be clear. Your voice has to be clear. Your body has to be clear. Because you cannot be saying something and then be doing something different. Visual clarity. You have to use mental aids. There are times you use mental aids. Why do you think people are using slides? Because of this. And then 6 is timing. Timing is perfect. Know when to say something. And then carries. This is a special part. Carries is the grace factor when it comes to speaking. Yes, irrespective of your belief, but there's something called grace. I don't know how to really explain it if you are not a faith-based person, but well, even if you don't get the last part, you can get 20 notes. But this 21, that's what sums up everything up. So here's what I'll do. The pre-order is ending this week. Today is Wednesday. It's ending on Sunday. And pre-order is 10,000 naira. Then next week, we'll have a 1 week discount. That's early birds. Early birds starts next week. That's 25,000 naira. And then after next week, it becomes 50,000 naira. So people have already started pre-order. People have started joining the classes. People have already showing interest. And here's what we'll do. So I'll share you the video courses we have so far. We're going to have 10 video courses. But main 8 courses. One is going to be the orientation. One is going to be the graduation. But 8 main courses where you're going to learn. They are video courses. There's no just audio. There's video courses. There's a course material, as well as you join the community. So if you pre-order, only those who pre-order will have access to 2 weeks for free mentorship. No, I think not mentorship, coaching on public speaking. You could send your videos, you could have tasks just for 2 weeks to be able to see that what you are learning, you're able to practicalize. So I just hope to see you. And by the way, I'll be having a very interesting conversation with some of them. I've reached out to Mr. Ezra, and it's going to be a tremendous conversation. That's the author of How to Sell Your Book to Nigerians. Very tremendous man. We just met recently, and I sense the connection. What else again? We're going to have quite a number of people. So look out. That's what I'm saying. Most likely it's going to be in July. So I'll let you know more information when it progresses. So do have a nice day ahead. Have a nice holiday. Enjoy your rest. Enjoy your relax. And by the way, today is Children's Day. Oh my God. So this is what I'm going to do. For any child that is less than within, okay, 0 cannot read now. So let's just say within the ages of 5 to 12, any child with proof that you're a child that messages me today from now till 6 p.m. today, you are going to get a 100% discount on all my courses. Any of them. I mean, public speaking, goal setting, anything. If you're a child, if you are between 3 and 12, message me today. Just send me a proof. Maybe send a picture. Or if you want you can do a short video of just 3 seconds. I don't need more than 3 seconds. You're going to get free 100% access to all my courses. I'm scheduled to have a meeting too with about 200 boys child. So hopefully, and yeah. So we're working on something like that, and let me see if possible they can also join. So it's 15 minutes already. Thank you so much for joining. Please comment what stood out for you. You want to ask questions, go to the comment section, ask. And in case you are subscribed, subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Bye.